Hello there, guys. So I want to go over a few closures with you guys. We've got the policy closure, which is this little circle and the string closure. I like to use patches to attach mine, and I'm going to show you. As you can see, I had to remove this one abruptly. I I glued this on before attaching this. Don't ask me why. And then we have our flap closures. All right, and you can get these flap closures in your SVG bundle, your Essentials SVG bundle. All right, and they're just so perfect. Look at them right here. I used to sell these in metal and in plastic, but these are, you can cut them out of whatever material you want. I use manila file folders and I glue 3 together. And guys, if you let this dry, this is stiff, stiff, stiff. All right. Now, if you're trying to use a closure that's wet with 3 layers of glue, then it's going to be an epic failure. You must let it dry before you start messing around with this thing. All right. So mine is nice and dry. It's nice and stiff. I did do some embellishing, but I'm going to explain everything to you guys here. So no need to worry. A lot of it is repetitive, which is why I did some already. All right, but nonetheless, let's get the closures on here. So as we discussed before, these are 2 layers of cardstock with 2 layers of tulle and then a piece of a book print from the book page sampler. All right, so now we're going to take our, what I call a patch, and this one measures 1 1/4 by 2 3/8 of an inch. Yours does not have to be this size. It can be whatever size you want it to be. Okay, and of course this has adhesive already, so it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to punch a hole. All right, so punching my hole through this one, and then you're going to affix this to the patch. You're going to attach the circle to the patch. All right, so Brad, patch, and mine again is quite pathetic. I'm not cutting it again. And now you're going to set it. And then you're going to take this whole thing and you're going to attach it. Okay? It's just so much nicer and easier. Not nicer, easier. Now, if you don't want a patch, then you're going to have to attach this before you attach your flaps and your closure, because it's just so annoying to have to deal with wrestling with this to get this thing into the pocket once it's attached. It's just too much work for me. I don't, it's not worth it. It is not worth it to me. Right, because this circle has writing, so I'm being very careful that it's going straight up and down. Not that anybody's going to read it, but you know, guys, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And now you're going to pick some string, whatever color string you want. I'm using black. Okay, black. Putting that right back up there. Pen goes away. Now you're going to glue. That one goes on the acetate. You're going to glue this right down here. You're going to center it and you're going to glue it. I've got a new toy. Dr. E bought me a new toy. I'm telling you, we have Ask Kathy segments. We need to have Ask Dr. E segments, okay? Because I've never seen such a thing. But that's nothing new. I'm always under a rock. This is called the Sili, and I'm assuming it's because it's silicone. So it's a pod that you pour your glue in, and you use the applicator to apply your glue, and it's silicone. So everything just comes right off, which I'm super duper excited about. I literally just started using it, and I'll let you know how I like it. So you can put the glue in the little thing and in the big thing, whichever one you want. Right, in the large container or the lid, resting pot. So it's really cool. It's so cool. So to get into those little intricate areas. So if I find the tool super cool before I start using it, then it's really, I think I'm going to love it. Usually I'm skeptical about things like this. So it's got a silicone side, like with a brush style of an applicator. And maybe I'm dipping too much already, of course, overkill, Miss Kathy. But there's also like this cleanup side. And I'm going to venture out and say that she got it on Amazon. And let's see, hopefully it'll help with my oozing. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? 0, 0 oozing so far. Love that. For this one, I'm going to use a combo of tape and glue because I have to, glue dries beautifully onto acetate, except that it takes a while. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to use tape and some of this glue. And I just poured my art glitter glue into here. I noticed that someone asked me if I'm still using my brand of glue. I have it on order. I ran out. That's why I'm using the art glitter glue, which is still amazing. I love art glitter glue. So I just don't have any more bottles. I ran out. All right, and now this one. You can measure, or you can just eyeball it, guys. And usually eyeballing for me doesn't work, but I do it anyway. All right, so look at that. I love this thing. I'm loving it. I did pour too much glue into my pod, so it's getting all over the place, but I'm not going to waste my glue, so we'll see. We'll see if I go back to the bottle. We shall see. Or if I stick with that. Thank you, Dr. E, for my present. I don't know how she finds these things, I tell you. But she's always sending me presents. Always, 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 always. All right, here we go. So make it a little knot. I just make a single knot. I don't double it. And now, cut that little tail off. And you have, look at my paper, delaminated. So just getting a little bit of glue on there without having to get it all over my acetate. All right, seriously, right there, I'm sold. Right there, I'm sold, guys. Normally, I put a dab of glue on there and it'll spread all over the place. I'm sold. Sold, sold, sold. All right, here we go, guys. So now just put your little closure on there, and you want to hang something from there, and you're done. So we've got our closure on there. And let's not forget we got a fabulous pocket going on right here. So I did cut something for here, didn't I? I thought I did. Somewhere out here. I'll find it. So I did a few things. I showed you these pockets here, right? These photo mats. They're file folders, but they're really photo mats. You put your photo in there and then you seal it. Okay, you can leave it open, of course. You can absolutely leave it open and put 3 individual photo mats in there. Absolutely. This doesn't mean that you have to seal it, but I would seal it for some occasions. In another occasion, you'll see I'm going to make a booklet. So so this is what it would look like if you have 3 photos, right? This is 3 different pattern papers. I sealed it so I can just slip the pattern papers in there. So it can be a pocket, it can be a photo mat, it can be a file folder with a window. All right. So you have 3 positions of these in your Essentials SVG file. I gave you the sizes for this. I also did lots of stamping, and I will show all of that to you. The main stamp that I use for these little ones, which I love, and I'm going to share this with you because it's such a good stamp. A lot of the stamps nowadays, everything's big, big, big. Sometimes you need little stamps, guys. Little stamps, people. Stop making everything so big. Big is good, but not everything. And you want to know what I find super duper duper strange? With all of the Halloween stamps that I bought, there's not 131. Not one. I had to use a different number stamp to stamp my 31. So as you can see, I have a lot of ones here that I didn't use. They're open. If I could just find the one I'm looking for, that would be most helpful. Well, the one I use for the numbers is this one, which is a Heidi Swapp stamp. And I don't know the names. You have to just go on her website. She doesn't have a ton of things, so it's not like you can't find it. And then her October Halloween stamp. All right, so this number stamp I used, and then this one. It's HeidiSwappShop.com. I love this stamp. It's got all these little teeny tiny icons, and you can use for your layering tag. It's just so cute. And then these are Tim Holtz stamps right here, these two. But this is the Heidi Swapp one. Look at how cute that one is. So if you want to stamp, you don't have to. You can just use these put pattern paper on here and an embellishment and call it good. All right, so that is adorable. And then this is my journaling card printable. And I just layered a few things on there so we can do it together. Oh, and this paper clip has some tulle on it, which is really cute. All right, so now that you've seen that, I can go ahead and start gluing a little bit of things down. All right, so let me use my little pod. I wonder how long I can leave it open before my glue starts getting dry on top. Guess that all depends on the glue, right? If I could leave this open, oh my gosh, I'll be so happy. All right, so gluing that down right there. Oh my gosh, I have 0 oozing. 0. Now I'm going to glue this paper down. I'm going to ink it. Let's see if I can pour some more of that glue back in my bottle because it's really annoying me that everything is so dirty. All right, and I'm sure you can do a little bit extra, but the fact that I can do this, oh my gosh, I'm in love. And yes, the glue bottle is faster, but I hate that I get so much oozing. And it doesn't have to be everywhere. You don't have to put it everywhere. You can put it around the 4 corners, just like a glue bottle, guys. So layer that on top of there. I did a fun little closure that I stole from a pop-up book, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I can't be a genius all the time, right? I can't be a genius all the time, but I can be every once in a while and then steal some ideas from a pop-up book. All right. So this little closure here is from a pop-up book that I have. It's a half circle cut into the paper, and then you just literally go like this, and you've got yourself a closure. I just layered a few things on there. All right, like this tag, this stamp tag, and this one here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is just a folded up paper, literally. And now you got those 2 pieces in there. So I'll show you that. So your Boo file. This is an element I got off of Cricut. And I took a picture of it so you can get it if you want it. Hang on, let me find my picture. It's called, there it is, Boo. And that is the number that you can get on Cricut.com. All right, in Design Space. And I cut that to, I'll have to go back and check. I can't remember what I cut that to. All right, so that's that folder done. And then in here, so there are no photo mats in here just yet. So I did my closure with the patch here. I've got my, these are some from my printable, my journaling cards printable. This is in, oh gosh, there's so many things, guys. You have to just get them, guys. They're amazing. This is, I can't remember if this is in the embellishments 2 or 3, but it'll be on my, I'll clarify that for you guys. And then here, this I cut from my SVG bundles. And again, this is, I haven't even started using embellishments, but these are just so important to have. You can put acetate in here if you want. This is going to be what the selling point for me. I'll tell you right now. My acetate always oozes into my pockets, into my frames. Always. Never, ever fails. So I'm going to cut this to size. And when I apply glue to this, if it doesn't ooze, I am officially sold. Officially. Because that's so important. It completely changes the look of your project when you don't have glue oozing everywhere. Yeah. The glue say they dry clear, but there's always a film. Always a film. So my question is, do I want... I'm going to go this way with the photos. So I'm going to do my stamp photo here before I put my acetate on so I could get them nice and even. Okay. Put that away. Then I'm going to get my glue thingy. I'm so excited. It comes with 3 different tools. I don't know which one I love best. I picked the widest one. This is like a fine point. And this one has a little bit of traction. Let me try this one. I don't know if they're made for anything specific. Of course, I didn't read the instructions. I'm terrible. I am so bad. I'm always telling you guys, read the description box. And I am the same way. I'm the same way. Poor Jane. She's like, did you read? I'm like, nope, I did not. All right, guys, let's get some of this glue on here. I like the whole painting thing. I don't think this will replace your glue bottle necessarily. I don't know. I like the other brush better. This one, I'm getting nothing. Whoa, I'm getting nothing with that. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm being pretty generous. I think this may be too large of an area to cover with the glue like this in such a thin way that it's gonna dry before I can put my acetate on there, I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. I feel like it. Oh, see? Look what a mess I made. I don't know. Let's see. We'll see if it dried. No, it did not, actually. It's sticking actually really well. I can't even move my acetate over. Okay. All right, so the oozing is 0 on my acetate. I will tell you, I do love that. That I love. I do. Now, I do have to get used to this mess that I'm not used to. But this could be user error, you know. This could be Kathy making this mess. Not necessarily the tool, right? It's me. Now, I got a little glue there, but that was for my fingers. All right, so now we have this fabulous photo mat that we're not going to close until we get our photos in there. So it's kind of cute that you can put a few things in here, right, to hold on to. My glue is still not dry on the edge there. It's kind of cute. I think it's a good idea that you can stick stuff in here if you wanted to. And it could be like a little folder until you put pictures in there. So that goes back in there. And now let's attach this closure very quickly. So I'm going to grab my 2 pieces here. I'm going to put them pretty close together. Get my pen. Make my hole marks. My marks. Okay. You can definitely put a circle reinforcer there if you wanted to. I think that would look cute. I would have to put a patch over here because I already matted. So let me punch my holes. Or pierce my holes, I guess I should say. I'm using brads, so I'd rather use a paper piercer when I'm using brads. than use a hole punch. All right, so let's get our first one in there. Come on to mama. All right, so there's my first one. Whoopsie. I think I should push it back a little bit. It's too close. Too close to the edge. Don't like it. I'm not worried about the holes. I can change the holes. I can cover the holes with a patch. Layers, guys. Layers, layers, and more layers. Layers are a good thing. All right, so I'm going back a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay. I'm thinking I should probably put a piece of paper there. See, you got to go back and make some more holes. See that? Just to keep it a little more interesting instead of just sticking those down there, right? Oh yeah, I like that better. Alright guys, I'm not going to lie. I want to grab my glue bottle. I don't want to grab this pod. This pod. Maybe I'll use it just for acetate or something, but I want to grab my glue bottle because it's faster. Okay, I think I have a hole in this one. This one exploded in my shipment, so it's kind of like, I don't want to have to deal with having to deal with that. But I do like it, especially for acetate, and I'm sure for making boxes. Alrighty. Kathy's about to just lose her marbles here. Okay, get my pin out. I threw my glue bottle out with my pin, which was such a waste. And I already threw my trash bag out. Alright. So we'll put this like this. Right here. I don't save that cap, I throw it out. And now, let's make our holes, shall we? I could probably find them right here. Okie dokie. Yeah, I like that so much better. Okay. Let's set this brad. Okay, I'm so much happier with this. With the little patch. And now we put another one on the back to cover the brad legs, and it's just an anchoring point. So you're going to open those like that, and then you just do this. Look how fabulous your little closure. I love it. Love, love, love it. All right, so what's next? I did the little flap here. I still think I should probably go a little bit. I'll have to think about that. Oh, here I've got my little decor right here. Look how cute this is. So this is from your embellishments. Of course, I'm going to embellish some more on this page here. But let's just get this down. And we've got our little sentiments here. These are so cute. So, so cute. Little candy apple or spooky candy apple. Just adorable. And my my cat skeleton. Right here. The stick is going to be right along the crease of the paper. Whoopsie. My pin is in there. See, so that stick would have been really good for that little piece right there. All right, so I'm going to make sure everything's in frame. It's what's important here. Because I don't want anything sticking out that's going to mess up the flow of the book. Okay, and then our little guy, it's going to go like that. And then our costume sentiment will go right here under the candy apple. Yep, I like it here. Right, and let's glue this guy here. I mean, he could be resting on there, but I kind of like it. Kind of like him like that. All right, that is adorable. Adorable. All right, so this goes in here, and we're going to give this, so you're going to treat the folders exactly the way I did this. This is not working for me. I'm not loving this. Something's not right here. I didn't make this long enough to, you know, they're too far away now. Now they're too far away. So I will fix this on my own. I'm going to bring them forward. But file folders, you're going to do all the file folders exactly the way I'm doing now. You can do one or two things. Okay? You can, wrong place for this. You can cover the inside with pattern paper, like I did to some, and I'll show you the ones I did, of course. Or you can just, what am I trying to say here? You can zhuzh them up with some stencils. Okay? So pattern paper, super easy. And I like the pattern paper on the inside because it makes for a stiffer project, right? I'm not putting acetate in these. If you put acetate in them, absolutely you can. I did to some, but this one I'm not. Okay, so you're going to let that dry, and then you're just going to cut it out. And you get a really nice covered file folder. Okay. Or you can mat it if you want. I like it covered from end to end. All right, so now let me get my cutting surface out. And you can tear it or you can cut it, whatever you want. I'm going to try tearing, see what I get. I love that edge. If you don't like that raw edge, though, then you just cut with your knife, okay? I do like the raw edge. Okay. So now we need our scissors to trim things up, or you can use a craft knife, whatever you like. Either one is fine. All right, so trimming, trimming, trimming. Oh, I forgot one. And the white core is going to give you yet another layer of interest, okay? And you'll see what I mean in just a minute. You can pick whatever. Oh, first we got to cut this out here. You can pick whatever ink you want, of course. So cut your window out. Or you can use a mat. If you cut these out of using your machine, obviously, because these are in your SVG bundles, you can create a mat for this if you want to. But I love this rough and ready look. Not on all projects. This one, I'm loving the rough and ready look. But some projects, I need everything to be just right and just clean. Okay, I'm sure you guys can relate to that. And what's super cute about this is that you can flip it over if you want to, which gives you a whole nother look. But I like this color for in there. All right, so now let's give it some inking. Let's do purple. So see that rough edge around there? I love that. But if you don't like that, again, you can use your Cricut to cut a mat. Or you can use a straight knife, right? A knife, not a straight knife, just a knife. But when you ink this white core, you get a whole nother layer of interest, guys. Because you get all this little fuzzy around the edge. And for this Halloween project, it's perfect. This look right here. Now, if this were a wedding album, no, I would not do that. But this is a Halloween album, so it's cute to have things like that. It looks great. All right, so you saw me attach the acetate to one of the frames already. So if you want to attach acetate, you're going to do it exactly the same way. You can use tape or glue for your acetate. Whoopsie. That looks really good. And now you have this really nice sturdy piece, especially when it dries. All right, now we can find you can put some photo mats in there. And let's find an embellishment. I was ripping some of my embellishments apart because I want to be able to use them on here. Cute. Let's put that one. You can put some eyelets on either side of these if you want, just to make them more interesting. You can do all sorts of things, guys. All sorts of things. I can't do the same thing in every project. I did that for, I think, in the Epic album using the Birmingham collection. All right, so this is probably going to ooze. Let's see. Yep, there it is. All that oozing. But that's okay. I'll do it for this one more time. And this is going in a pocket, so try not to do too much when you're putting things in a pocket. I'd rather you put things inside than to put it on top of the pocket. But you can absolutely like take the candy and put a little candy corn there and a little lollipop like that. I think that would be cute. And they're so matchy. If this weren't going in a pocket, you can tie a little bit of the tulle around the lollipop. And that would be cute. See, this is when that tulle comes in handy. I'm getting so much glue everywhere, as always. Right? You can even put another sentiment if you wanted to, or something small. You can, ooh, put a little dangle on here. I stamped multiple dangles. Why not? Put a little dangle on there. So we're going to use 2 eyelets on this one. One on either side, and one we'll use for a dangle and one will just be decor. It's one of my favorite things to do, to use eyelets. Love them. Especially the gold ones. The gold eyelets are my favorite right now. Right now. So I did quite a bit of stamping. I've used almost everything, and I'll show it to you in just a minute. So the eyelet will completely change the look of your file folder, okay? I mean, completely, which is super fabulous. So look at that. Got to be careful now when you put these into there, okay? And now, let me get my, see how quickly I start junking up my desk. I've cut all my photo mats. This is still wet, so we have to be very gentle with it when they're still wet. I really hate that I have to cut such a giant string just to get... Oh, I forgot to stamp the back of this one. Darn it. So I'm going to put this one here. So I like to make this little knot first to hold that in place. Just give it a little bit of wiggle room, not too tight around that. And then I just tie it through the circle, through the eyelet. That's it. Which looks super cute. You can make a knot or a bow. I'm totally feeling the bows for this project. Ah, darn it, went too far. Or you could do your half bow if you want to. Of course, I didn't make it long enough for my giant fingers to make a bow. I am so cutting these nails, I can't get anything done. Alright, guess who's just making a knot? Yep, me. Guess who just made a knot? Because I cannot. Alright, so you got a little dangle, of course. And you can put some photo mats in your file folder, and that keeps all of this closed right here. Look how cute that is. Very, very cute. Now we can glue this guy down. I want him all the way down. Sometimes I leave it like that just in case I'm not sure what I'm going to put back there. I'll fix this later. Okay, this goes back. What else did I do to share with you guys? Oh, I've got a little donut here. So I cut all of the photo mats and I inked, and I will give you those measurements. I need a little bit of an anchor for this guy right here. Okay, much better. Let's ink my donut up. So cute. This is where these embellishments must go, on these pages. We have so many little characters. They're so cute. Okay, so let's get this down. And then we'll get our donut there. So cute. And then, oh my gosh, look at this. Ooh. That is adorable right there. Love that. I feel like it's such a goodie though. Ooh, maybe I'll put it right there. With, shall we couple something else there? Oh, that looks cute there too. Decisions, decisions. The little candy corn and maybe a sentiment. Oh yeah, look at that, how cute. All right, so that would go for that pocket. And I'm just placing in there until I get my, we need all the eyeballs out. That's cute. Very adorable. We can put a sentiment on. Ooh. Let's put arsenic on the donut. Shall we? That's cute. I'm such a dork. I make myself laugh. On the top or the, let's put it on the bottom of the donut right here. Just right, boom, arsenic. Love it. All right, so I've got this little envelope that I cut out of my, using my SVG files. I think that one was from my stationery set. The reason why I can mix and match is because I have saved everything into Cricut Design Space or Design Space, and I just see everything when I click on upload. Everything comes up, so it's like I'm in a supermarket with no budget and just picking and picking and picking and picking. So that's why I can just pick all these things at random like that. And I will show you what I mean. Let me just go quickly because it's worth showing. Let me open up Cricut so you can see it. Design Space. This one's such a cute embellishment. I don't know where to put it because it's so darn cute. See what a difference each closure makes? Remember this was constantly flipping and flapping. This one is doing the same thing right now. I do love it there though. I think it calls for right there. All right, so let me change my workspace very quickly because this is important for you guys to see. So here I'm in Design Space. If I click on New Project, and then my mouse is all the way over here to the left-hand side, clicking on Upload. See everything that I have uploaded to my hit View All is there. So I literally just start picking and choosing what I want. Here I have all of the SVG Essential Bundle. Here I have the Stationery Bundle. Whatever SVG files that I have are in here. That way, I just literally see there are the closures and the little tags that I use. All my cards and envelopes are in here. So I just literally boom, 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 start picking. So if you're wondering, my goodness, why is she using so many different things? This is why. I'm like, oh, this looks cute. Oh, this tag would look cute. Oh, this would look cute. You don't have to use these things just for those specific projects. You can use them for everything. Look at all my envelopes, my frames. Here are some, ooh, I didn't print these little tabs out. Those are cool. I'm going to print those, cut those out. There are some tags with tabs. This is from the Epic album, these right here. So I may use them and you're like, oh, Kathy, you're killing me. And here's some pages. Here's some envelopes. This is a cute pocket right here. So there you have it, guys. Oh, paper clips, all sorts of things you have in these SVG files. So look at that. It's endless. Oh, those pockets that I showed you that I cut are from this right here. See this tag? Well, here is the tag, cardstock. This is pattern paper layers here, and there's the pocket. That's the pocket that I chose. So as you can see, specimen tags, all sorts of things you get in these files. Look at this. Little stitch marks. I forget to cut those out. I got to try that. These layered tabs. Oh my gosh, so many things. All right, this is now we're getting into Journal Jam. So I just wanted to show you that's why I can pick and choose so many different things, because they're right in front of my face. Right there. It's not that I'm like, oh, let me see how many things I can make everybody buy. No, that's not it. It's just I can see it. So I'm like, oh, this would be super cute. So forgive me, guys. I'm so sorry. It's just too cute to pass up on. And I create all these things, so why would I not use it? I have a team that works with me to create all of these things, so why not use it? We need a little bit of something to make this pop at the bottom. So this book page sampler is perfection, guys. You should always have a few of these printed so that you can chop them up however you need them and make it happen, guys. Okay, so there's that. To see how beautifully that pops right on top of that paper now that we have an anchor there. Just, you got to have an anchor, my friends. Here we're going to put this candy and treats sentiment. Okay. Not everything has to be a bunch of layers. How cute does that page look now? So super cute. So this is going to go in here. This is a 6 by 12 and you score 4 and 8. All right. And you're going to, that's for photos. I am going to decorate a little bit. This one is 6 by 12. You're going to score at this way. You're going to score at 5, then at 10 and 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And then you get that. That goes in there. Either or they can go in. And then, of course, you have that right there. So that would go in there. And what else did I cut? So you guys can see. Oh, I put my closures on here. And I prepped all of my envelopes with, oh, I saved one to do with you guys with acetate. But all the other ones have the acetate in here. And these are strictly for photos. All right, so see, they have the acetate already in them, which is super fabulous. And those all go in here. What did I do? Oh, this is the one that's backwards. All right, and that all goes in here. The other one has the same thing. And of course, you can put embellishments on those. But seriously, guys, if it's going in a pocket, you gotta be easy with your embellishments. I know you want to embellish everything, but you can't. You cannot unless you glue it down really, really well. So here are some more embellishments from the kit. You want to put your glue on here very carefully. Okay, and then here. And then once it's on there, then you can glue. Oh, I forgot to ink this one. It needs a little inking. This is like the cutest collection ever. I love it. Alrighty. Oh, make sure you put your glue on here. And then we've got some sentiments here. This one says 31. So I'm going to put that one right here. And then I'm going to put the other one. I don't know if you see it. Boom, right here. It says trick or treat. So a little bit like a crossword puzzle. How cute is that? That's going to go here. Very cute. And you can still get all your photos in there. And then this guy, look at this guy. I love him. Ink him up a little bit. I love the pin. Oh my gosh, he's so much fun. Put a cross there and then get this guy on there. And of course, photo mats were in there. I'm going to stick his little leg down to the acetate because I don't want it to stick up. This one needs a little acetate there. I mean glue. And you need a little bit of glue there. Okay, beautiful. So this is all for photo mats in here, right? Photo mat, photo mat. And then what else I have in here? Oh, let's put some fun stuff here. We got some monsters. I use a lot of the candy. Oh, this one would be the strangest thing happen. Right up there, or should we put it down here? Not sure yet. Oh my gosh, how stinking cute. This eyeball. Do I want the... Oh my gosh, I love this guy. I forget about how cute these embellishments are until I start seeing them. Until I start looking at them again. And again, you have a ton of words, so you can use these things like a crossword puzzle. I think that's so smart. Not just because I'm saying it, but you guys know what I mean. All right. Okay, so put that right there. We'll do this one. Hopefully I won't regret this one. I feel like this is a big one. I should put it somewhere prominent, but that is prominent. Those look great. And let's do one like right here. This away. Ooh, beware. Or warning, maybe habit forming. I love that. The dead of the night. Oh yeah, right here. This guy is so cute. You can also put brads by these, but remember, all of that adds bulk. Okay, here I am saying that and then saying don't do it. All of that adds bulk. Never mind, don't do that. Don't do that. Unless you have proper spacing in your album, you don't want to do that. So adorbs. And my friend over here, I'm loving this guy. I'm calling this guy Pancho. I love Pancho. Well, it could be a girl in there, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll just call him Charlie. It's good for, it's unisex. Charlie. There you go. Forget Pancho. But I do like Pancho. I did something really cute with these jars. So you can do a combo, whatchamacallit, gold and a silver. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that and give you some measurements. I printed a fabulous crafter on our Facebook page, the community page. I always give you, rewind cat, I always give you a sheet to print on transparency film, right? But this crafter printed it on sticker paper, clear sticker paper, which I have to say is smarter. All right, everything has a use, right? If you're using it for transparency film, it's because it has a different use. But she printed it on sticker paper, and I think it's genius. So we're going to use this. This is on sticker paper, and I bought the Avery. Let me find it. This is what I bought right here. Avery 43.97. So thank you, darling. Forgive me that I don't remember your name. But thank you, thank you, thank you. That was super smart. I didn't even consider it. I didn't even consider the sticker paper. So where did I put my little jar at? It's so cute. I want to share with you guys. Ah, I didn't glue this one on. We're going to come back and zhuzh these up with a little pattern paper and some stamping. So, and we have to make tags for here. Where is my jar? Oh, and I did another one for here. This one is 9 by 12, and you're scoring again at 5, 10 and 1/8, and then you have your little thing on the back. That's that one. Where did I put my... Oh, I got this guy over here too. Let me find my jar. I really want to give you the measurements for that before I forget. I want this one to be full. Ah, here it is. All right, so we've got a lot of cute things here. So the Polaroids are in either embellishment set 2 or 3. That is in the shop. Okay, all these Polaroids, and here's a jar. So I cut. Oh my gosh, it probably glued inside itself. I made the mistake of using of gluing my embellishments with repositionable adhesive in that paper, and the repositionable adhesive is sticking to this. Look at how cute this is. This comes out completely. You don't have to do that. All right. So you have this super cute little number in each of the jars. So do not stick your jars on with repositionable adhesive, because yours is going to get stuck. Everything else is fine, but the jars, don't do it, guys. Look at that. How adorable is that? So let me give you some measurements for this, and I'll show you how I did it. Very simple, simple, simple. All right, that is super cute. And of course, this is, I cut another boo out. I don't want to lose it. Of course, this is for your photos, to pull your little photos out of here. I always like to make something interactive, and this is it, guys. This one's super cute. So how cute to put 6 little photos on here, or an embellishment on one of them. Doesn't have to be photos. All right, let's keep that close by. All of this close by. And then you just slip it in your little jar. Just like so. When it's not sticking to itself, right? Look how cute! So cute. All right, so these go in here along with the jar. So let me show you the jar. So a piece of white paper, and I always have a bunch of scraps. And you know what? Let me just measure, because I don't have to do it again. I already did it. So the measurement on this is 1 3/8 of an inch by 6. Okay, so 1 3/8 of an inch by 6. And then you're going to two inches. I'll show you how I fold, because it's just kind of like, you know, it's very organic, that folds. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to cut. And you could do a craft knife and ruler if you want. I have both my jars together. You want them to line up perfectly, right? All right, and cut right on that bottom black line. Okay. Of course, you can ink these 2 tops here. See how it's sticking, that adhesive? So then you're gonna, this is a good place to use the tool, because you just want a little teeny bit of glue. And I have quite a bead there. So as soon as I put the second part, I sandwich the second part on top, it's going to spread, and then you lose part of your opening. So I'm going to use this fabulous tool that Dr. E sent me. And that way I don't have any oozing. This is a must. This is kind of like your bone folder, if you don't want to junk up your bone folders with glue. All right, now this part here, this is where you cut your paper. All right, so I said 1 3/8 of an inch, right? by 6. So you get a bunch of jars, so you can make quite a few of these and sprinkle them throughout your projects. Right, so you're going to ink. You don't have to ink yet. So you're going to take your glue and put it on one side. Take your strip, stick it in there. Then take your other side, put those together like so. Alrighty, and then, so that first fold or score line, I'll give you a measurement, hold on, is at, I'm going to say 2 inches. Yep, a little under 2, 1 and 7/8 of an inch. And then you're just going to fold back like that. See where the jar is? Right there? Underneath that jar lid. You don't want to be above the jar lid. So your first fold is the important one. The other one is just right underneath the jar lid. Right? And you don't want them all to be even. Remember, you want this to fit in there. So they have to be in different sizes so it can fit easily. If not, it takes up too much space. Especially if you're going to layer a photo on top. So remember that. Oh, Kathy, why didn't you make them even? There's a reason for that, guys. Once you start layering pattern paper on here, or a photo and pattern paper, starts taking up too much bulk. So the variation in size will eliminate some of that bulk because you won't be able to get a 2-inch strip, 2-inch strip, 2-inch strip. Make sense? Look at that, how cute! All right, so when your jar is dry, let's pretend this is the one we made because this one's dry. You just slip it in there. Ta-da! How cute is that? Ugh, I love it. They're so cute. I'm going to let this one dry before I stick it in there. So you can make all of the jars like this and then, again, sprinkle them throughout your project.